Have you ever felt like you were given a well-meaning but ultimately incomplete guidebook for getting older? Like someone told you it would be all about enjoying grandchildren and perhaps a few more naps, but conveniently left out some of the more, shall we say, unfiltered details. It's a funny thing, isn't it? We spend our lives preparing for futures, for careers, for raising families. But somehow, we often arrive at this stage of life without a full understanding of what it truly means. There are experiences, subtle shifts, and profound changes that happen as we age that simply aren't discussed around the dinner table or in those glossy retirement brochures. It's not that people mean to mislead us, but rather that some truths are a little uncomfortable to talk about, even if knowing them could profoundly impact how we navigate these years. What if I told you there are certain realities about aging that no one really prepares you for? Realities that can feel a bit jarring if you're not expecting them. These aren't necessarily bad things, but they are honest things, and recognizing them can be the key to not just surviving, but thriving. As the years unfold, in this video, we're going to gently pull back the curtain on 5 of these harsh truths. Not to scare you, but to empower you with foresight and understanding. We'll explore what they are and, more importantly, how you can gracefully move through them, turning potential challenges into opportunities for growth and deeper living. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you. So, let's dive right into the first of these unspoken realities. One that many of us experience but rarely acknowledge fully. Your body is going to change in ways you didn't quite anticipate. And sometimes, those changes can feel like a profound betrayal. We're not just talking about the occasional creaky knee or a new wrinkle here and there. I'm talking about a fundamental shift in how your body operates, how it recovers, and what it's capable of. For years, you might have taken your physical resilience for granted, perhaps pushing through a long day, bouncing back quickly from a minor illness, or staying up late without much consequence. As we get older, that underlying resilience starts to wane in subtle but undeniable ways. Things that were once easy, like lifting a heavy grocery bag, walking a few miles, or even just getting up from a low chair, might suddenly require more effort, more thought, or even cause a twinge of discomfort you never felt before. You might notice that your sleep isn't as deep or restorative, that a cut takes longer to heal, or that your energy levels fluctuate more unpredictably throughout the day. It's not just about strength or stamina. It's about the very operating system of your physical being evolving. And the harsh truth here is that this isn't a temporary phase. It's the new baseline. It can feel disheartening, even a little frustrating, especially if you've always been an active or independent person. You might find yourself saying, "I used to be able to do that," or comparing yourself to a younger version of you. And that comparison can be a trap. The key here isn't to fight these changes head-on with the same strategies you used in your 30s or 40s. It's about learning a new language, the language of your aging body. It means becoming a much more attentive listener to its signals. Perhaps that means accepting that you can't run as far as you once did, but you can still enjoy a brisk walk. Maybe it's about acknowledging that heavy lifting is no longer advisable, but you can find new ways to stay strong with lighter weights or resistance bands. It means truly prioritizing rest, not as a luxury, but as a necessity. It's about embracing the fact that recovery takes longer, so you need to build in more time for it after physical exertion. This isn't about giving up. It's about intelligently adapting. It's about finding joy in what your body can do now, rather than lamenting what it can't. It's about shifting your mindset from a fixed idea of what you should be doing to a flexible, curious approach to what truly serves your body in this moment. This could look like exploring gentle yoga or Tai Chi if high-impact exercise is no longer comfortable. It could mean discovering the joy of a midday nap or learning to truly unwind in the evenings. It's about realizing that sometimes, less is more. And listening to your body's needs is the ultimate form of self-care. And by doing so, you can actually build a more harmonious relationship with your changing physical self, finding new ways to experience vitality and well-being. Now, let's smoothly transition to another reality that can hit us unexpectedly hard. Often without much warning, your social circle will naturally, and sometimes dramatically, shrink. For decades, your life might have revolved around a bustling network of colleagues, fellow parents from school, neighbors, extended family, and long-standing friends. Your calendar might have been packed with social engagements, and opportunities for connection seemed endless. As we get older, however, this vibrant social tapestry often begins to fray. Friends might move away to be closer to family or to warmer climates. Some, sadly, will pass on, leaving an irreplaceable void. Others might develop health issues that limit their ability to socialize, or simply find that their interests diverge from yours as life priorities shift. The painful truth is that the robust, almost automatic social connections of earlier life stages, built around work, school, or shared family responsibilities, begin to dissolve. You might find yourself with more free time, but fewer people to spend it with, leading to moments of profound loneliness that you never anticipated. This isn't a reflection of anything you've done wrong. It's a natural, yet often unspoken, part of the aging process. The danger here lies in isolation, which we know can have serious impacts on both physical and mental health. The good news is that while this shrinking might be a natural process, isolation doesn't have to be your destiny. This harsh truth actually presents a powerful invitation, an invitation to be intentional and proactive about building new connections, and to nurture the ones you still have with renewed vigor. This isn't about replacing old friends, but about expanding your world. Think about what brings you joy or sparks your curiosity. Have you always wanted to learn a new language, join a book club, volunteer for a cause you care about, or take up a new hobby like painting or gardening? These are all wonderful avenues for meeting like-minded people. Look for local community centers, senior groups, online interest forums, or even just regular gatherings at a local coffee shop. Remember, everyone else in that new group is likely looking to connect too. It takes a little courage to step out of your comfort zone, but the rewards can be immense. Reaching out to old acquaintances you haven't seen in a while, or even forming deeper bonds with existing neighbors, can also be incredibly rewarding. The goal is to consciously weave new threads into your social fabric, creating a diverse and supportive network that brings you joy and companionship. You might find that these new connections are different from the ones you've had before, perhaps less intense but equally meaningful, built on shared present interests rather than a long shared past. Embrace this opportunity to redefine what connection means to you and discover the richness that new relationships can bring to your life. Moving on, let's talk about a third profound truth that often catches us off guard: your core identity. The very sense of who you are might need a significant reinvention. For most of our lives, our identity is heavily tied to external roles. We're defined by our careers as a teacher, an engineer, a nurse, a business owner. We're defined by our family roles, a parent, a spouse, a caregiver. We're defined by our contributions, our busyness, our productivity. Then, a major life shift occurs. Perhaps you retire from a job you've held for decades. Your children are grown and living their own lives, no longer needing your daily guidance. A beloved partner might pass away, or circumstances might change your caregiving role. All of a sudden, those powerful pillars that supported your identity are gone or significantly diminished. And in that void, a deep question can emerge: who am I now? Without that title, without those daily responsibilities, without that person by my side. It's a harsh truth because it can feel like a loss of self, a feeling of being adrift without a clear purpose or direction. Many people describe feeling invisible or irrelevant when these external identifiers are removed, and it can lead to a quiet, often unrecognized, existential crisis. The good news though, is that this isn't an ending. It's an incredibly potent beginning. This loss is actually an unparalleled opportunity for rediscovery. It's a chance to peel back the layers of externally imposed identities and ask yourself, perhaps for the very first time, who am I at my core? What truly brings me joy, meaning, and fulfillment, independent of what I do for others or for a paycheck? This is the time to explore passions you never had time for, to pick up dormant hobbies, or to discover entirely new ones. Have you always secretly wanted to paint, write, learn an instrument, or delve into local history? Now is your moment. It's also an opportunity to define new roles for yourself, not based on obligation, but on intention. Perhaps you become a mentor to younger people, a community activist, a dedicated volunteer for a cause you believe in, or simply the family historian. The key here is proactive exploration. Don't wait for purpose to find you. Actively seek it out. This might involve taking classes, joining discussion groups, reflecting on your values, or even trying a variety of new activities until something truly resonates. This period of life can be about building an identity that is more authentic, more resilient, and more deeply aligned with your true self. One that isn't dependent on external circumstances but springs from within. It's a journey of self-authorship. Writing the next, perhaps most fulfilling, chapter of your life story on your own terms. It's a powerful, liberating transformation, if you choose to embrace it. Now, let's talk about another unspoken reality that can feel incredibly daunting. The world doesn't slow down with you. In fact, it often feels like it's accelerating at a dizzying pace, and this can make you feel left behind. For decades, you likely kept pace with societal and technological shifts. You adapted to new gadgets, new ways of doing business, new forms of communication. But as we get older, the rate of change seems to intensify exponentially. Suddenly, everyone's talking about apps and streaming and the cloud and AI and cryptocurrency in ways that can feel like a foreign language. Banking happens on a phone. Friendships are maintained through social media platforms. And even simple tasks like ordering groceries or watching a movie often require navigating complex digital interfaces. The harsh truth here is that if you don't actively make an effort to keep up, even just a little, the world can start to feel less accessible and more intimidating. You might find yourself relying more on others for tasks you used to handle independently, or feeling frustrated and disconnected from younger generations who speak this new technological dialect fluently. This feeling of being out of touch can lead to a quiet sense of inadequacy or irrelevance, which no one talks about, but many experience. But here's the empowering perspective: you don't need to become a tech guru or master every new trend that emerges. The goal isn't to be cutting edge, but to remain connected and capable. The actionable step here is curiosity, not mastery. Choose one or two areas where technology can genuinely improve your life, and commit to learning just enough to be comfortable. Maybe it's learning how to video call your grandchildren, or how to order your favorite takeout online, or how to stream a movie. Don't be afraid to ask for help, whether from a patient family member, a local library, or a community center offering basic tech classes. Remember, you've spent a lifetime learning and adapting. This is just another form of that. Approach it with the same open mind and determination you used when learning a new skill in your younger years. Moreover, this truth isn't just about technology. It's about societal trends, new ways of thinking, evolving social norms. Staying curious means reading broadly, engaging in conversations with people of different ages, and keeping an open mind about new ideas. It's about understanding that the world is always evolving, and your personal evolution doesn't have to stop just because you've reached a certain age. Embrace the opportunity to bridge generational gaps, to learn from younger perspectives, and to share your own wisdom in return. Staying mentally nimble and engaged with the world even in small ways, is a powerful antidote to feeling left behind. It keeps your mind sharp, your perspective fresh, and your life vibrant. Finally, let's confront perhaps the most profound and unsettling truth of all: time truly accelerates, and the future you always planned for suddenly becomes now with startling speed. Throughout much of our lives, especially when we're young, time feels expansive. We imagine a distant future where we'll finally do all those things we've put off: travel, learn that hobby, write that book, deepen those relationships. Retirement seems like a faraway concept, a golden age on the horizon where all these dreams will finally materialize. The harsh truth is that one day, you wake up, and that future is no longer a distant concept. It's today. The years have flown by faster than you ever thought possible. And suddenly, the someday has arrived, often with less time and perhaps less energy than you always envisioned. This realization can bring with it a potent mix of regret for opportunities missed, anxiety about time running out, and a profound sense of urgency. It's a harsh truth because it forces us to confront our own mortality and the finite nature of our remaining days. But here's the powerful shift in perspective. This isn't a reason for despair. It's an incredibly clear call to action, an undeniable invitation to live with profound intention. This truth forces you to prioritize, to shed the unnecessary, and to truly focus on what matters most. It means moving from someday to today. If there's something you've always wanted to do, whether it's a trip, a project, or mending a relationship, the time to start exploring it is now. This doesn't mean frantic activity. It means deliberate living. It's about choosing how you spend your precious time and energy with greater awareness. It might mean saying no to things that don't bring you joy or value, and enthusiastically saying yes to those that do. It's about cherishing the present moment, truly being here now. Rather than constantly planning for an elusive future, it's about finding joy in the small, everyday moments: a good cup of tea, a conversation with a loved one, the warmth of the sun on your face. This heightened awareness of time can also be a catalyst for considering your legacy, not necessarily in terms of grand achievements, but in the impact you have on the people around you, the values you uphold, and the stories you share. It's about living so that when you look back, you feel a sense of peace and fulfillment, knowing you lived authentically and intentionally. This final harsh truth isn't meant to frighten, but to ignite a deeper appreciation for the gift of each passing day, urging you to truly savor and shape the life you have right now. So, we've journeyed through these 5 candid truths about getting older: the changing landscape of your body, the natural contraction of your social world, the need to redefine your identity, the accelerating pace of the modern world, and the powerful realization that time itself speeds up. It might feel a bit overwhelming to hear these things laid bare, especially since they're often kept quiet. But remember, the purpose here isn't to discourage you. Quite the opposite. In fact, understanding these realities isn't about bracing for impact. It's about gaining clarity and perspective so you can approach this beautiful stage of life with wisdom and grace. It's about recognizing that while some paths might close, new, exciting ones are always opening up. We talked about truly listening to your body and adapting your self-care, consciously nurturing existing connections while bravely forging new ones, rediscovering your core self beyond past roles, staying curious and engaged with the evolving world, and most importantly, living each moment with intention and purpose. These aren't just challenges. They are invitations to become more adaptable, more resilient, more deeply connected, and more authentically yourself than ever before. Remember, small changes in mindset and small shifts in your daily habits can make a colossal difference to your health, your happiness, and your overall sense of fulfillment. You are not alone in experiencing these shifts, and countless others are navigating them with courage and creativity every single day. This is a time of immense potential, a time for deep reflection and vibrant new beginnings. What resonates most with you from what we've discussed today? What unspoken truth about aging have you personally experienced? And how have you navigated it? I'd genuinely love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could be a profound source of comfort and inspiration for someone else watching this video. If this conversation has resonated with you, if it's given you something valuable to think about, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. It truly helps us reach more people who might benefit from this kind of honest discussion. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more helpful content designed to empower you to live your best life at every age. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, every year is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to truly live. Live your best life at every age.